short and it's to the point, especially around names. Now, I have a bit of a story. Had a relative that passed yesterday, so we share the same name, Pt2. So I went onto social media and just wrote RIP Pt2. I woke up this morning and 73 notifications. I'm like, what's happening? And then everyone's like, oh my God, what happened? Is Mwape dead? So I realized, oh, so everyone's thinking I died, and then someone came to my and posted on my account. And you know, my messages from my mom, are you okay? Is it suicidal? What's happening? So I realized, like, oh no, it's actually my cousin who I share the same name and surname with that died. I was like, oh, you should say these things. So that takes me to my next question of naming and location. Is that should the name always speak to your audience? Say, for example, Bembas are named Mwape because they believe the spirit lives on from generation to generation. That's why our names are recycled so much. So should the name speak to the people you're trying to reach, or that doesn't matter at all as long as the name carries the vision that you as the founder have?
I think it's dependent on what you're doing. Because I feel like a name is a constant reminder of what your purpose is. So for example, if your name is, I don't know if I'm allowed to say brand names here, like Beggar Boss. Automatically be like, oh, they're the bosses of beggars, you know. It will stick in your head. Same with, I think one good naming was the Zambia Music Awards. Okay, it means any award that's going to be created will fall under that one, because that will be seen as the main one. You've taken you on like the name Zambia practically when it comes to awards. So your name is like how you pick your name you will look at what you're trying to do. Okay, the best names are the ones that you try to add that meaning, you know, like your purpose. So that you're constantly, because there's something that I was being taught, like the role of a founder or a CEO in an organization, that role is created for you to constantly remind people of the vision. But then so many times we're so caught up in operational stuff that we never share vision with people. Okay, so constantly it's just like, oh, how much Shinga? No, what have we lost? No, what have we? You're constantly just looking at the operational stuff. Now, if people are coming in working for you and they're constantly just saying, oh, how much money have we made? How much money have we made? That's what will keep echoing in their mind. But the moment you have a name that could stand for the purpose that you have, that serves as, you know, an assistant to your position. Like, okay, constantly remind these people what they're doing here. Okay, we are beggar bosses. You get what I mean? Okay, so it's a good name will help you, you know, solidify the vision within the organization. So you have names like, for example, Apple, okay, where you have the Isaac Newton, the idea, blah, 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 whatever they've created around that idea. But then the greatest thing, because this is what I say about branding, a lot of people have come to believe branding is just, oh, I've got a cool picture, cool logo, I've got the great models, you know, that model my product, you know, everything looks nice, okay? But I believe branding is more than just what we see. Branding is the area where the real world meets perception, okay? So for example, we all came here, we're all here, we all have different perceptions of each other here, okay? But then we only get to solidify what we're thinking about each other if I get to meet you and then I see that you're actually living up to your perception. So there are times I've worked with certain clients because of the advertising agency we run, where you're sitting down with a client and guess what? They've got a horrible product, okay? Or they've got a good product, but they've got bad customer service. And then they're telling you, we want you to brand us like ABCD, ABCD. You're like, yeah, we'll brand you like that. But as long as your network doesn't work properly, you can have the best marketing. You'll just see people commenting on your Facebook page. Your network is horrible. Your network is horrible. Your internet is horrible. So now branding is not just what we see. okay? Though it plays a big part, branding is how you make people feel. If at the end of the day I meet up with you and you are telling me you're the best in the world, but I feel like you're a liar, guess what? That's the brand I have towards you. The problem is we think we've got control over branding. Okay, we can only influence it, but we can't control it. It's not something where you, graphic designer, pangira something, blah, blah, blah. Oh, boom, yeah, that's my brand. No, no, no. Your brand starts to echo through everything you do. So same thing with, like coming back to the name thing, okay? The name is one element that needs to have that effect of how do you make me feel? Okay, so when people see my name, how do they feel? When people see my colors, how do they feel? When people see the logo, how do they feel? When they interact with my front office, how do they feel? When they interact with this person, how do they feel? So branding is more than just, oh, I've got a good logo and a good name. So that good name must have something to back it. Okay, you can get away with, you know, a few things here and there, but a brand that is strong will constantly protect you. So I feel, yeah, have a name that can speak that effect. So where when I say, you know, Google, oh, okay, that's interesting. How do I feel? When I hear Apple, how do I feel? Samsung, how do I feel? That's what we need to aim for. And having that opportunity, like right now, Google has is now a subsidiary of a new company called Alphabet. Okay, so they've created Alphabet, and Google's mission is basically to buy companies that start with all the letters. They want to have companies in all the letters. So from A to Z, they want to own a company in, you know. So that new name sort of signifies who they are. Okay. Now this is the thing. When you're starting out in business, to be honest, I had a picture of where I'm going, but I didn't know how it would exactly play out. I would lie if I said, right now, the things I have and the things I'm doing, I knew it, I planned it. I'm a genius, no. Like, oh, Retunes is now doing this, I knew it, okay? So there's certain things that you begin to morph as your idea grows. Because the thing is, we're solving problems, okay? We're all entrepreneurs here, right? Okay, so we're all trying to solve a problem. And as we're solving that problem, problems don't remain the same, okay? You solve one problem, a new one comes. Or the same one that you're trying to solve morphs into something else. Okay, it's like you know how they say don't take this type of medicine when you've got malaria because you get immune and then etc, etc. So it's the same thing with us. Okay, so now at times you will be given that opportunity to create a name that stands for what you're trying to create. But at times you won't have that opportunity. But you should try by all means to create something that can stand for what you're trying to do. So like in our case, Retunes started off with just, oh no, Realm Entertainment Tunes. We didn't see, you know, beyond, because the problem we were trying to solve was, I need my artists' music in people's phones, on their laptops, I want them to play the music. That was the problem I was solving. Then after that we discovered, oh, there's an Africa problem, you know. We need to get this music to Malawi, we need to get this music to Uganda. Then from there, like, oh, wait a minute, we can also do, you know, manage artists, try to make them, try to monetize them, etc. So as you keep moving on, the problems change. But then we started a new project, a farm project. That one I sat down and I thought of the name. I was like, no, I will think of the name properly. Because I've got that opportunity to actually think about it. Okay? So whenever you have that opportunity, do it. Because that name will echo the vision of your organization.
Okay, wow. Very long-winded, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I think we all get the gist around the name and what it should signify for the product, the service. But once you have a name down, like you said, it's well and good to have a great product. For example, Startup Junction. It's literally a place where startups meet, like a junction, Startup Junction. So you have the name, you have this good-looking logo, you know. I'm like, oh yeah, I need Jackson to create something wonderful for us. You have the brand, the logo itself, the experience behind the logo, the name, is something I feel as startups in Zambia were still, you know, under the water with that. because I'll get attracted to a product or a service because of the logo, the visuals. You know, wow, the logo's great. I look at the mission statement. Oh my God, these guys could solve my problem. And then the actual experience of engaging with the product, service, or the people behind it leaves stuff unwanted, and then I'm like, why did I even waste my time? So walk us through building an experience around your name, around your logo.
It starts with, I think, it starts with you knowing who, you know who you are, right? But then when you're creating your entity, you need to have an entity that has its own personality. Okay, so you need to start learning what personality will my entity have. Okay, because for as long as you don't know what personality your entity has, how are you going to create that experience for people? Okay, and as startups, one of the things we are focusing on, we're focusing on paying bills. Okay, so every single time our focus is pay bills, pay bills, pay bills. And the other focus is you trying to move from paying bills, and I need to expand to this, to this, to that. Okay, there's something that before we started, we had a talk, and he mentioned how, you know, start at a level that allows you to test your system and then move on to the next level. But then a mistake I once made, which almost landed me in bankruptcy, okay, was, you know, where growth comes in before you're ready. Okay, this opportunity comes, it's too big. Okay, you haven't even perfected system 1 and you're already jumping to system 7. And then all of a sudden you lose control, everything crumbles. Okay, so we are more focused about big, 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 big. I want to be big, I want to be big. But branding is about how do I do the small very well. Okay, so how do I create a small system that's efficient, that works well, and that communicates my message. So when we had done some work with an artist called Esther. Okay, so we took Esther practically before majority of, you know, the people knew her, before even mainstream knew her. And one of the things that we did for a long time was to identify her personality as Esther and Esther Chungu, the artist. Okay, so we spent quite a long time. Okay, she would come to the office almost every day for almost a year, and we were just going through, okay, so how do we create this? And then from there we started communicating what we discovered with the different people we were going to work with. So the fashion designers, the people who are going to do the photography, the people who are going to do the video, and every single person that came in to play a role. Now these people came in and they had found a system. They had found an idea. So what do you stand for? So they found what we stood for. And hence when they were creating from what we were standing for. Now a lot of us will bring in people. Come and help me with my branding. Come and help me do this. Come and, what do you stand for? Apart from, okay, we've got 5 million in the account. What do you stand for beyond that? Okay, so the best advice is start with that system. The small system that allows you to do the big tasks in a small way and easily. Okay, like I remember would hit the streets, but was in my camera and would start taking pictures with, you know, our t-shirts. The aim was we wanted to create a movement. Okay, wanted people to feel like this is not about the money. So even when we did the artworks, we were not telling people buy our t-shirts, buy. What we were doing was, look, Pt2 is posing with a nice white car, you know, Mark 44 is, you know, in our t-shirt. We didn't put any price. We were just showing a lifestyle. And we were showing them like, look, this lifestyle is being done by young people just like you. And that sort of starts to attract people like, oh, wait a minute, that's my neighbor. And he's doing, I want to be part of this, I want to be part of this, I want to be part of this. You need to create sort of like, lack of a better word, a cult around your business. Okay, people who constantly just say, I won't move. That's where I'm supposed to be. So once you create that, build that system, and then start to grow it slowly, one step at a time.